Okay, there we go. Good morning, everyone. Of course, my microphone was not on. That's awesome. Good morning. It's August 19th, 2022. I can't believe it. August is flying by. I mean, September's going to be here before we know it. How is everyone? I hope you've had a great week. It's been a pretty good week here. It's been really busy, like life busy, kind of getting back into the groove of school. I know I've seen so many people back to school photos, taking kids to college, all of the things. So big hugs to all you moms and dads, and because it's a season. Lori, Craig, hello, friend. I was just going to text you when this was over, so I still will. Hello. Oh my gosh, Kelly. Yes, you and me. We know what it is. I totally missed an opportunity for that. That's hilarious. Okay, this morning we're going to do like lots of coloring. I'm hoping this takes an hour because it's a pretty simple card, but it is a lot of coloring. It may go slightly over, so for anyone who's hoping it's right at an hour, I apologize if it goes over. We'll do our best. In the chat or up there, I created a poll just to see who's ready for fall and who's still holding on to summer. Lori, I know you're holding on to summer. I could totally do fall now. It has been a little cooler here, so that's great. I know I saw Susie in the chat say that it was like 108 in California where she's at. That's a little bit warm. Let's see. Hello, everybody. Yes, replay crew, thank you guys. I love my replay crafty crew. I appreciate all of you who take a moment to watch the video, to kind of follow the chat, because the chat replay is available. I'm not sure if it's available like on mobile devices, but I know that it's available if you're watching like on a desktop or whatever, because I've had a couple people ask me and they said, oh yeah, I can see it on my desktop, because it's kind of fun to see, especially if I'm answering questions and you're wondering what I'm answering. So replay crew, thank you guys. And remember, please like, subscribe, do all of those good things. I have some really fun plans for 100,000 subscribers. So let's get there, okay? Kelly says their summer hasn't been bad. Yeah, if my summer wasn't over 100 degrees, we had like, I don't know, 6 weeks. It was a long time. It felt like forever. I would be okay with summer hanging around a little longer. I'm not ready for coats and all of that. I'm just ready for fall decorating. It could stay decent outside, but we don't get that here. It's like it's summer and then boom. Oh, let's have winter, like 2 days of autumn. Neva says, do you have a pattern for your sewn marker pouches? It is not my design. That design is a tutorial. I've linked to it before. I can link to it again. It's here on YouTube. I do change the measurements a little bit, and those measurements Callie Person gave to me, so I can put those down in the description below. It just makes it a little bigger and not quite so skinny. I can put that in the description, but it's not my video. It's not my pattern. It is, I think it's, oh, I can't remember. I have a link to the video, and I will link that later in case you want to make one. If you have questions while I'm working, please write question in caps. It just helps me catch it a little bit easier. Sometimes I miss them if you don't do that, and that's really been great. 6 months of fall, Kelly, would be fantastic. Neva said it cooled down in New York City the past couple of days. Yeah, it was brutal for a couple weeks. Okay, yes, and Neva, if I forget to put that pattern link to that video in the description, can you please remind me? Can I please turn off my email so it's not dinging? There we go. Sorry about that. I am going to flip the camera around. We're going to talk about the products we're going to use today. I meant to have a video up. It's ready to go, but on the back end, one of the companies that helps me with linking is down. It's been down since yesterday afternoon. So that video's got pushed till tomorrow. But I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the cards. If you're in my Patreon, you've already seen them. and you have you've seen the video. But they also use brand new My Favorite Things products from the August release this week. So let's see. I am going to flip this. There we go. Megan says, trying to enjoy the last few weeks of summer because youngest is starting school. Yes. Let's get some stuff moved. So here's what we're going to be creating today. Oh gosh, sorry you guys. I'm a hot mess. Let's get Zoom button instead. All right. So we're going to be using this stamp set from My Favorite Things. It's really cute. Their new release is fall. This is Happy Pumpkin Season. Cute critters. Of course, it kind of coordinates to lots of their other stamp sets, so you can likely mix and match. And I'm pairing it with this previously released die from Simon Says Stamp. Thank you for being a friend. You're welcome. We're all going to be singing the Golden Girls song. I literally haven't, it keeps playing on repeat in my head since I made this week. But I think the greeting is cute. When I was contemplating building or designing this card, I wanted to do something different than the traditional scene card. And I couldn't quite figure out, for me, the regular scene card was just kind of blah. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to pair it with a large greeting? So I kind of auditioned a bunch of different greetings, trying to figure out what would work. I really didn't want to do a slimline card. And it, of course, with a slimline, it squishes down, and so I wouldn't have quite as much real estate. And ultimately, I picked this. I thought it looked cute with the sentiment from the stamp set. And then we're building the scene kind of up above the sentiment, but we're also pulling a few little fun elements down here. So it's almost like it's a half and half. Thank you, Joyous in Christ. Singing it already, Diane says yes. So I am going to show you these cards that will be going up, I hope, tomorrow. Let's all hope that on the back end of things, that company is up and running, because it's really throwing a monkey wrench in everything I do. This is another set from the My Favorite Things release. It is so pretty. These are just some kind of very clean and simple cards, but you can see that I picked a pretty simple stencil for both of these. This is the Simon Says Stamp Mesh stencil. This is one stamp die combo from the My Favorite Things release, and it creates really beautiful fall, clean and simple, basically fall themed cards. And so that video will be coming. So that's just a little sneaky peek. And then that brings me back to the background for this. I wanted a pop of color, but I didn't want it to overpower the design, and stencils are a great way to do that. Any kind of small, not too busy stencil I think is going to be great for this technique. And I picked the Pretty Pink Posh mini grid stencil. Simon Says Stamp has a grid stencil. It's going to be a little bit bigger design, so you might get a little more color coverage or bigger grids. Like the tile from Simon Says Stamp would be cute. There's all kinds of different designs. A diagonal stripe, a polka dot, anything like that I think would be cute. Just not something with a lot of pattern, because there is quite a bit going on our card. Let me see. Love those pumpkins. Selena Nicole says yes. All right. Cynthia says, I like the layout and it makes me think of other large dies I could use on cards like that. Yes. It's also a way to do something kind of non-traditional, I feel like. I think a lot of times we put our sentiment up here. I did do a landscape style card simply because I did want to use the tractor and the wagon, but I've seen you could do the wagon without it. And I don't know, did I show? This stamp set also has a cute little bear holding his little cup. It's probably pumpkin spice something, don't you think? And you could kind of create a smaller scene and maybe do more of a portrait style card. Add like some little pumpkins, and you could like not put the tractor in. Okay, let's start with our background, shall we? Okay, I know I have, oh, it's right here. I put it back behind my stamp set. Cuteness overload, Donna says. I love it. So I am going to go ahead and just pop my stencil. It doesn't have to be super perfect. And let's get our blending brush. I did prep most everything like die cut wise ahead of time to hopefully keep us within some sort of reasonable time limit. And then what I have really been enjoying is not taking my stenciling all the way to the edge. Another idea that I thought would be fun for the background, I didn't do it on my example, so I'm not going to do it on this one either. But I have in a couple of other card videos I've done recently where I ink the background and then I take like that same, oh, Odin found a water bottle. I'm going to have to take it away. Take the same color of Distress Oxide ink and kind of lightly spray it over the background. I think that would be really fun to kind of layer that. Okay, now that I'm done stenciling, let me go discipline my dog. No. I bet you anything he went downstairs to Ethan's room. Of course. We've discussed this every week. Every week he's naughty while I'm live. Every week. Okay. The stencil is from Pretty Pink Posh and it's the mini grid. The supplies, you guys, are listed down below. For reference, they're in the description box if you click on it, as well as the marker color combinations. So if at any time you're curious exactly what I'm using, you can find that there. Susie says, hi, Odin. Oh, yes. Love Odin, Diane says. Well, I love him too, but he's naughty when I'm live. He does want to be part of my live, Dawn. So I am going to go ahead, I think we'll go ahead and ink this. Let me grab just a scrap piece of paper. Or maybe not. We'll just clean it. Let's go ahead and ink up our sentiment. Again, this is from Simon Says Stamp. We're all going to be singing the Golden Girls song. But I really do like this font. And we're going to create an ombre effect. I love an ombre effect. I like custom coloring it. It is all one piece, but you can see it's a little flimsy. I probably could have made this even sturdier. I did put 2 layers together to kind of help with that, but you could do more and it'd probably be even more sturdy. Neva says animals have a 6th sense when we start crafting. That's so funny. Is it Teresa? He is jealous of the lives. I think he's jealous I'm talking to someone else and not him. Yes, Jenny says toddlers also choose the worst times to be naughty. Absolutely. I am going to be kind of gentle when inking up my sentiment. I will say what would have been better is if I'd kind of left this in the cardstock when I die cut it and inked it that way. But I didn't, so we're going to do our best to just kind of pounce that color on. This is Crackling Campfire Distress Oxide ink. I've really been into my Distress Oxide inks again for whatever reason. And then this is some Gathered Twigs. And I don't want to rub too hard. I don't want to accidentally rip it apart, especially while we're live. So I'm going to just kind of do more of a pouncing, gentle blending. And especially where those colors meet, I just want it to kind of overlap. That's looking pretty good. And then I am even going to take a little, that was gathered twig. Yeah, I think I said that. This is ground espresso. So even a little darker yet. And we're just going to very gently kind of go around the edge. And you can even pull some of that up however you want. That looks pretty good. Yeah, keeping it in the negative would have really been the smart thing. I don't know what I was thinking. If you're going to recreate something similar at home, I highly recommend keeping it in the negative. So much easier. Let's do a quick clean, shall we? Since I didn't get my stencil mat out. And we do not want ink all over everything. And then I'm actually just going to let that sit for a minute. And let's start with our tractor. I will say you guys are going to get a quick demo on a refill of a brush, because I did notice this was not very full when I colored with it, and I meant to fill it and I forgot. And I'm just going to put a little, I'm not measuring, I usually measure. I'm just going to fill it enough that it'll work right now. And I'll do a better job filling it later. Thank you, Steph. Hello, Natalie. Hello, everyone just coming in. Hi, Terry. Steph has a puppy that's being naughty too. That's funny. I think we're all in that boat. I am going to test this real quick. I maybe didn't put enough in. I didn't. I've actually never used these new refills before. Yes, Jane. Good afternoon, and to anyone from the UK joining. I've seen a couple of you here. All right. Sorry for that brief interruption while I fill my marker. I completely forgot. Oh, that's going to be so much better. I'll get it even better here in a minute. All right, let's grab what we're going to use, and then I'll kind of talk about it while we color. And again, today is really color heavy. I don't do that too often. Liz, I will talk more about that later. There's actually a scale that helps with that. I'll probably do a short video. I keep meaning to, and I haven't. My green colors are here. My cool grays are here. And then I'm going to do some blue greens for the window. And then we'll pull some other colors to color in our little fox. I think I called him a bear. Oh my gosh, in the description. I think he's a fox. Whatever he is, we will color him next. So I'm going to start with the tractor. Laura said that she is coloring while she's watching. That's awesome. I love to craft while I'm watching lives too. He's literally still being bad. He's running all over the place. He's hitting me in the leg with his stuffed toy that he wants me to throw. That's funny. Oh my goodness, Odin. Not right now, buddy. Later. I'm going to put down a base color of green. This is G21. And mostly because this is my biggest surface area. So we'll just put that down. Yeah, he is a fox, Dawn. I don't know why I called him a bear in the description. That's so funny. I must have been tired. I just realized that because I added the color information this morning before the live. I'll fix it. I'll fix that. I'll add the link for the marker bag and fix his description. Poor guy. These are pretty detailed images, so I'm having to color a little slower so I don't make a mess. Permanent toddler, Kelly says. Yeah, it is. Dogs are for sure permanent toddlers. There's no chance that they're going to get better. All right, and then we're going to take G24, and I'm going to kind of pull that G28, just kind of going back over it, blending. Normally, I stamp everything, color it, and then die cut. But for the sake of the video purposes, I did not want to be lining up all the dies and die cutting, so I did die cut ahead of time, which is going to make it a little harder to hold on to some of the little things. Hello, everyone just coming in. Lots from the UK. Hello, everyone. And then I'm going to go back over everything with G21. Let's see. It looks like what's winning in the poll, I have a poll here, and it says bring on, 77% right now says bring on fall, and 23% wants to keep summer a little bit longer. I'll leave it up a little bit longer in case you haven't had a chance to put your vote in. I'm definitely in the bring on fall category. I'm kind of over summer. I see I forgot to add some shading here. That happens. In the chat, let me know what you guys are doing this weekend. Do you have plans? Luna says 23% of the people who voted do not live near me. LOL. That's funny. That's so funny. Vanilla 7 says I'm done with the heat. I'm going to do my windows next, and for that I'm going to do BG 72 and 70. 72 I'm going to use very sparingly. I just kind of want to give it the cab here, the illusion of glass. Karen, what concert are you going to this weekend? I'm going to go back over it with BG 70 to kind of smooth it out. Diary of Belle Rose says, so ready for sweater weather, bring on fall. Oh, Natalie, how fun. Her daughter has a baby shower coming up. That sounds fun. Thanks for spending some of your day with us. I know those last minute plans can be a lot of work. I need to finish making locker decorations for my son's football locker that we're supposed to decorate tomorrow. I've known for over a week. And do you think that I've gotten smarter about decorating, getting my decorations ready? Absolutely not. Cremel 2812 says having a craft day with some friends tomorrow and looking forward to it. Oh, that sounds so much fun. Oh my gosh, Karen, that sounds amazing. Where are they playing at? That sounds fun. I'm going to do my wheels now in a combination of some cool grays. So I'm just doing a nice base of C5. I'm also going to go in and just do the whole center with C1. This is, oh, you know what's funny? Huh? What I just realized I didn't ever color on this one. Well, we'll fix it now, won't we? I'm going to do C1 on those lighter areas. Let's go ahead and finish that. And I'm doing kind of messy coloring, but I will add better detail when I go over it with my darker markers. I think I meant for that to be light. We'll just go back over that real quick and see if we can push some of that dark out. Let's see. Oh, how much? That sounds so fun, Kelly. I love that. Vanilla 7 says, what kind of decorations do you put up on a football locker? I guess they're looking for like quotes, or you can write a card or a letter to your player, you know, your son, just to kind of encourage them. Last year I did I used my silhouette to die cut a football player and stuff, but I literally got a new computer since then, and I think that's the last time I used my silhouette, which is funny. In my scrapbooking days, I use my silhouette like every day. And so I don't really want to load all the software and try to figure it out, because I remember last year I hadn't used it either for a long time and I got angry. So I think I'm going to print out some quotes that I found. I did do that, and I'm going to cut them maybe into banners or something with the Brother Scan and Cut, since I can do that. I do know how that works. And I'm going to write, or I made him a card, so I will write him a letter. You can also put pictures. I don't really go too much. I mean, he said I went all out last year. I didn't really feel like I did, but apparently he thought I did. Oh, and I found a file where I could die cut like a football, but I could customize it first with his name and his jersey number. So I think I'm going to do that. It's kind of fun. We moved since my oldest son played, and we lived somewhere else, and we never did that kind of thing where we lived before. And I think it's kind of a neat thing for the boys. The coach says that because they're out taking pictures, their team pictures and individual pictures while we're doing it tomorrow morning. And he says when they come into the locker room and it's all decorated, that the boys like it. So he tells us that. I don't know if the boys tell us that. I was saying in another video that I did that I asked Ethan if he even wanted me to do it, because I couldn't tell if he liked it last year or not. And he was like, oh yeah, I want you to. Or I was going to do something, but I was like, did you even like what I did? And he was like, oh yeah. Boys just don't tell you. At least mine doesn't. Yep, mom point of view is always different than kid point of view. This is true. Oh, I hope, Lori, you get some rain too. Thanks, everyone, for helping people in the chat that have questions. I know I'm missing a few little things. Kelly, I've been meaning to ask you, how is your son doing since he broke his collarbone? That is not the right color. That is not the right color either. All right, we're going to grab our colors for the outfit and our fox, not the bear. He's a fox. Let me see. For both critters, I am using E81, 84, 87 with R30. And I just noticed something else I forgot to color. Sometimes these little detail images, I forget to color things. Oh, I forgot to color a lot of things. The steering wheel. There we go. We're going to do a little base color of E81. Oh, good, Kelly. I'm glad he's healing well. Steph says, the boys love what we do, but the need to look cool overrides it. Yeah, it does. That is a true statement. So it's a pretty tiny little fox image here. I also think I missed coloring. Sometimes can be hard when I'm trying to read comments. Oh, good. Janice is enjoying a relaxing morning. She says, missing those football days. Yes. There are always those times where you are tired of it. Not tired of it. It's just a lot in the season, but I'm really trying to enjoy it. He's my youngest. And there are times, because my older son played football until he had an injury and then he didn't play anymore. And then my daughter also played 3 sports. And so I miss some of those. And so I've really been trying to enjoy Ethan's, because I do know, and I remind him of that too when he's sometimes grumpy about long practices here at the beginning of the season, or, you know, different things. And I'm like, this will be over one day and you will be maybe not sad, super sad, but there will be things you miss. My brother told him the same thing. So this is just some kind of, we may have to adjust the coloring. I might need to do a little more E84. The great thing about Copics is you can, or alcohol ink markers, is that you can go over things and adjust and fix to get that blend. And then over the pink in the ears, I always like to take like my lightest color, in this case E81, and it dulls the pink a little bit, which I personally like. Thank you, Diane. I knew this was going to be a color-heavy video today. I sometimes try not to do too many of those for a live because it is a little bit more difficult to kind of keep up. But Maureen, you need to teach Odin to read the chat. Wouldn't that be great? You know, one time my friend Lori Craig said that, not Lori Craig, Lori Willison, you know, one of my Lori friends said she would help me. I should remind her of that and see if she'll do it. That's funny. It's a little easier when I'm not coloring. When I'm coloring, I sometimes put my head down and forget. So I'm doing some yellow red. These are yellow reds, but this is literally like my favorite yellow. There we go. YR 31, 23, and 24 for the outfit. Just kind of that fall vibe feel. So I did his little sweater in that color, and then we're going to do his scarf in like some blues and reds and yellows. Janice, it's so true. She says 2-a-day practices, the food bills he was eating for 2. Yep, they do team dinners too. He does not love the team dinners though. I can't figure out why. My daughter loved team dinner. He does not love team dinner. And he's not the only one. There's several. I've talked to a couple moms and their boys are like, eh. I'm like, why? But he is not excited about team dinner. I'm not really following a superset pattern. This little scarf is literally so tiny. I just add some color. Scarf or the neck of his sweater, I can't tell. Whatever it is, it's tiny. Oh, good. Anna says coloring is relaxing. I love that. I've heard that from several of you, and I'm so glad. Linda says, watching and waiting for my new living room set. Oh, that's fun. That's so exciting. I love new furniture. First new furniture in 22 years. Congratulations. Oh, and a dedicated crochet cross-stitching chair with room for my puppy. I love that so much. So I'm going to take a white pen and we're going to add some little highlights. Just a few here and there. I think it dresses it up a little bit. Oh, and you know what else? There is a teeny tiny little handle on this tractor. I'm going to go over that with C8. This is one of those things where I literally feel like you can kind of keep adding to. I'm going to do some little white swooshes, whatever, lines on the window to kind of make it appear to be more of a window. We're going to add some little highlights to our fox, not a bear. I still can't believe I did that. And then I'm going to add a little white stripe here for detail. And there's our tractor. Let's go ahead and do our wagon full of cute pumpkins and bunny. Ruby Red, these are not kits. These are individual products. Eva says the tractor looks better than the real tractor. That's funny. I think I've mentioned it before, but in case you're new, I come from a farming background, and so I definitely was channeling my dad and Summers. didn't really ride the tractor that much with my dad. I did it a little bit, but I did ride the combine with him a lot. It's some of my most fond memories. He and I both have this really great memory. Probably was in high school. I was maybe a sophomore or a junior. I don't remember. And my mom was out of town, and I think I had worked late. And not super late, but a little bit later. And it was wheat harvest, and so he was out. It was late. He was out late cutting, trying to get it cut, before rain or something, I'm sure. I don't really remember those circumstances. But I remember going out. It was dark, and drove out to the field, and he came around and picked me up, and I rode with him for a long time. And I don't know. It's just one of those really great memories I have of spending time with my dad. Karen says, did you use the die or Brother Scan and Cut? I used the dies. I did use the coordinating dies today. I know a lot of times when my images are like this, I did use the Scan and Cut, but no, I used the coordinating dies. I had them, so I went ahead and used them. Often when I use the Scan and Cut, not always, but often, it's because I don't have the dies yet. In my Colorado Craft Company video earlier this week, the dies had been delayed and I didn't have them yet, and so I used them for the bee images, because I know someone had said that they didn't like the bow on the jar because it didn't die cut it so detailed. Well, in the dies from Colorado Craft Company, it will die cut them very, very detailed, that bow. So when those dies arrive, I will replace it. Christine says a tractor was the second thing she learned to drive on her grandparents' dairy farm. Oh, that's so cool. Sandy says also raised dairy farm and summer memories taking lunch and dinner out to my dad. Yep, absolutely. Only now as an adult I can look back and realize this, but when we were little, my mom would take us out and we would, both my brother and I would ride the combine with my dad during harvest. And my brother, I would always sit on like the little seat next to my dad, because there's always like the driver's seat and then there was the little seat next to him, at least in the combines we had. And my brother would sit on his the lunch cooler, the igloo cooler that he had down there that had like his lunch and snacks and drinks and stuff in it. And it's only as I've become an adult that I realized my mom was probably exhausted, and she's like, here are your children for a little bit. And I'm sure my dad wanted to see us too. It's not just that, but I always find that funny. Things that you don't think about when you're a kid. You're like, oh, let's go ride the combine. Oh, that's so fun. Natalie says, sat on his lunch cooler. I'm thinking that's a thing. Paver Pencil and Bird said she's glad that she's in Germany and can't participate in September. Maybe not the purchasing part of it, which I'm guessing that's what you mean, but hopefully you'll, be inspired. There's a lot about Stamptember. It doesn't have to be, just the new sets and things every day. It's a lot of inspiration, and it's fun to participate in whether you buy anything or not. It's just a really great way to support our hobby and our community, even if you're just supporting with viewing hours or sharing cards you're making with the supplies you have, anything like that. I think there's just a lot of, a lot of really great ways to enjoy Stamptember. So you can see my coloring on the wagon is not fantastic. We're going to fix it though. But those poor wheels, it's a good thing that they're going to be colored gray, isn't it? Because they look terrible. I am going to go ahead while I have my brown out. I'm going to use E55 and 57, I forgot to mention, are what I'm using for the wagon. We're going to use E57 for the stems. They're really small. I don't think we need to shade them. Paper Pencil and Bird says, oh yes, I'm watching all the videos. I love that. Yes, definitely. Steph, thank you. Yes, I've been reminding myself of that a lot lately, that my parents are not getting younger. So anytime I get to spend with them is a treasure. And those memories are wonderful. Oh, Diane, thank you so much for the super chat. That was so nice of you. Thank you so much. I am going to go ahead and end our poll while I take a really quick break. Let's just end that. So 77% said bring on fall. Cindy says, trust me, you'll want to buy because everything is so great. Yes, it is great. It is very fun. I think my favorite part is the excitement and the inspiration. Yes, buying it for sure. Buying new product and all the exclusives, that is super fun too. But I just think that the encouragement and excitement, inspiration for sure. I'm back to my cool grays for my wagon wheels. They are really small, and I'm struggling a little with my coloring. I think it's pretty forgiving. I give myself permission to not be perfect. It's all good. Let's color some pumpkins. Shimon says she's the youngest of 35 first cousins and has great memories of us on her grandparents' farm. That is amazing. Lori Callahan says, I love the inspiration of Stamp Timber. I love that. Sandy, I can't, it's not necessarily the companies that decide how many to order. And I know it's a guess every year that Simon Says Stamp tries to guess their best. But I can't really speak on, I have no idea how many stamp sets are ordered of each or anything like that. I'm going to do a base color of YR15. And then we're going to shade in YR27 and YR14. And YR15 is the perfect color for pumpkins. It's pumpkin yellow. Luna says, my first Stamp Timber, how does it work? Does it go live at 12 a.m. or something? Yes. So almost every night, if not every night, in September, there is a release. On the 1st, it will be Simon Says Stamp's release of their latest product. And you guys, it's real good. I've already done a couple videos and mini cards. But like their releases, it goes live at 12 midnight Eastern. So you'll need to kind of figure that out for where you're at. And the exclusives, same thing. I will be premiering my videos all month long. So definitely come hang out and chat with me. I'll be live in the chat at midnight or 11 Central, my time, or whatever your time is. But it's so fun. Diane says, Nicole, do you have all the Copic colors? No, I don't. I have a lot, but I have been collecting for years and years and years. I love it. Christine says, to quote Tim, you get what you get and don't throw a fit. Or quoting my kids as kindergarten teachers. My older kids both had a kindergarten teacher who said that. I think that's maybe standard because my aunt taught first grade for years and she also says that. I think that it's a good motto to live by. Yep, Karen's correct. Simon Says Stamp places the orders for the stamp sets. Kind of trying to guess what the demand will be. And just like anything, I mean, any business, you're guessing. I see I forgot to color in a stem for one of my pumpkins. I'm going back over with YR15 because I feel like my shading was a little off. So a lot of times on pumpkins, I do try to add a little more texture. I'm not doing that because these pumpkins are so small. I tried on my sample and it just wasn't worth it. Kelly says, floss tube info. I messaged the Etsy shop regarding the DMC thread drops and they're doing a Weeks Dye Works versions at the end of September. Oh, that's cool. I love that brand. And then this has a little teeny tiny leaf. Again, I don't know if it's really enough. Well, that's too dark. I think I like the G24 for the leaves. And then for his sweater, we're going to do the same thing as the other guy. It's easy. It's small. We're going to do a little YR 31, 24, and 23. And then just blend out with our YR 31. And then around, oh, I did blue. This one has yellow, apparently. Just ignore me. I'm not even paying attention. I am going to do blue for his collar and then like the little tassel he's got there. And I'm going to pull in a little BG78. Maybe I should pay more attention to coloring. You guys have so much good information for all the first-time Stamp Timber participants. Thank you guys so much for everybody in the chat. That's so sweet. For my sign, so one of my favorite things from this stamp set is the pumpkin patch sign. I don't know. I think it's so cute. I've said this before in lots of things. I'm a sucker for cute signs. And that's E55 base color. And then we're going to do E57 for our dark color. And then I'm just going to kind of blend it all out real good back with E55. So just two colors. Neva says your accidents look great. Well, thank you. I believe in making the best of it. You usually can salvage it if you're willing to kind of maybe work with it a little bit. Okay, I do have quite a few pumpkins, but we're getting a little late. I'm going to color a couple. And I'm going to start putting it together and then we'll see. They literally don't take very much time. Maybe I'll just color them all. Why not? We're here. So I'm back to my YR 14, 15, and 27. I mean, really, how much time is this really going to add? Not very much, Nicole. Hello, everybody. Just coming in. Cassie wants to know what the name of the shop is for the floss drops. If Kelly wouldn't mind sharing, that would be awesome. Thank you. A lot of times I do like to color my pumpkins in like multiple shades. For this though, I didn't really feel like it was super necessary. They're really small, as you can see. And these are definitely something that would have been easier to color while still in the cardstock. But, you know, we're going to make the best of it. I just didn't feel like they needed... I really wanted orange to be prominent on this particular card. And so I thought this was a great opportunity to really showcase that. Oh, and I totally went outside the lines. Maybe we can hide that. Well, is what it is right now. And a little E57 for our stems. All right. I'm going to put my markers all out of the way. we're going to add a few little highlights to our pumpkins. And to parts of our wagon. And then we're going to put it all together. We're finally at that point. So lots of coloring, super color heavy today, but super cute. There were some other stamp sets. I didn't receive them, but the witch from the My Favorite Things release and the little ghost, I loved those. So cute. Tiffany catching a live for the first time. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Debbie J's Crafting Corner. I'm so late, but I'm here. I love it. That's funny. We are going to build this from the bottom up. I will say I did stamp my sentiment from our stamp set, and I die cut it with a sentiment label die. I did that to save some time since I knew we were going to be doing all the coloring. Deb said she just got the Olo markers ordered a month ago. That is awesome, awesome. I am going to put glue on the back of my sentiment that we inked earlier. And starting from the bottom up, we're going to build our scene. You kind of want to be careful with this step, I guess, or go slow. Not with the glue necessarily, but when you take it, because you want it to be as straight as possible, and it is a little flimsy. For everyone just coming in, you're going to be singing the Golden Girls song for the rest of the day, and you're welcome. This sentiment, every time I use it, I think that every single time. Oh, that actually went real good. That looks pretty good. I'm liking it. All right. Then I'm going to get my foam adhesive squares. Well, first let's do our sentiment. Debbie J's Crafting Corner says, love seeing so many names I know in here. I do too. It's so great seeing you guys here week after week. And for everyone new, I'm so glad you're here. I'm curious, maybe this will be my poll for next week of how many people purchased the Olo markers. I've seen a lot of you getting them. I would love to know. I mean, am I even saying it right? I'm probably not even saying. It's probably something else. Oh, is it Olo or Olay? You'd think I'd know. Lori. I'll call Lori after this. She'll tell me. We are going then to pop up, because I foam adhesive everything, I popped up my sentiment strip. I love combining sentiments for a really bold statement. And then we're just going to build our little scene right on top. Inks for Fun said, I finally bit the bullet and ordered a scan and cut. It's arriving today and can't wait. That is amazing. Diane says, I really love how you arranged this card. It's so unique. Thank you. As I was talking about early in the video, I really couldn't figure out how I wanted to design this. I didn't want to do the normal thing and like normal scene building, like have my scene down here. And so I kind of thought of it in the terms of half and half. And it ended up being really cute. I kind of want to copy this now for some other things. Maybe we will see some similar cards in Stamp Timber. Neva says she uses the Altenew markers and really likes them. Yes, my friend Lori Willison really likes those as well. She talks about them a lot. I did not put that tractor. I put it too far over. Please don't tear. Please don't tear. Do you guys ever talk to your cards when you have to rearrange? I do. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Oh, I see something else I forgot to color. Nope, that's not the right color. Where's that? There it is. So many little areas. All right, that looks pretty good. So there's our little scene. And now let's build our sign and the pumpkins down below, which helps balance it since it's a little shorter than the scene up high. Thank you, Kelly, for reminding everyone. Is the die cut sentiment from My Favorite Things? I can't find it. The thank you for being a friend is Simon Says Stamp, and the link is in the description down below. The video here on YouTube. And I'm going to tuck one pumpkin here. The Cherry Crafter says, always talking to herself when she crafts. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. Oh, good. Lori's still here. Thank you, Lori. She's answering all of the questions about the markers. Neva goes, my cousins want me to get a Cricut, but being in this group, I want to scan and cut due to being in this group peer pressure. Oh, that's funny. And when I did this card, I had done it just like this, but I had stamped more pumpkins, and I couldn't decide if I should use it or not, and I didn't want to throw it away, so I actually just tucked it right here, and I thought it was kind of cute. Final thing we're going to do is put some hearts on, but I don't know where they are. They should be in here. Oh, never mind. They're behind me. Sharon, you can always catch the replay. Rochelle says, I talk to myself constantly, not just while crafting. Thank you. That makes me feel better. We're going to have a couple of cute little coffee bean hearts coming out of our tractor. And then let me put my glue away so it doesn't dry out. Last week I forgot to put the pin in my glue. And then I walked away for like 3 hours. It wasn't pretty. We're going to glue this down to our card base. I always like to take my bone folder first. Have a really good crease. And then we're just going to put our whole panel right there. And that is it. All right. Catherine says, I love the coffee bean hearts. Me too. Joyce and Christ, the question is, do you answer yourself too? I'm not quite that bad yet. That's funny. I love it. Thank you so much, Janelle. She says, super cute card. I love the colors. Thank you. And Michelle goes, sometimes you have to talk to yourself to get expert advice. I love that. I don't know if it's expert advice, but it's something. Oh my gosh, Catherine, that's so funny. She said she wasn't paying attention and squeezed her glue with the lid off, and what a mess. So I was pouring honey from a squeeze thing into a measuring cup the other day to put it in with a dinner I was making. And I don't know what happened, why the lid wasn't on tight or whatever, but I'm squeezing, the lid popped off, and I'm holding the measuring cup in this hand. Honey just went everywhere. Everywhere. Oh my gosh, it was a horrible mess. Horrible. Kelly says, sometimes I open up my mouth and my mother comes out. That's so funny. This morning I said something and I was like, that's my mom. The older I get, the more things I say, just like my mom. Thank you guys. Let me see. If I missed any questions, can you ask me real quick? I'll stick around for a couple more minutes. I can't believe we kept it right within pretty much close to an hour. We're just a little bit over. Oh, do I have a sticker? It's probably, oh yeah. It's the back of the foam adhesive squares, and I have them everywhere. Thank you. Oh, Christine, thank you. She says this is the best way to start her Friday. Thanks. You're so welcome. Thank you guys. I love starting off my weekend this way. I love hanging out with you guys. I feel like I'm hanging out with crafty friends. It's the best thing. So thank you guys. Oh no, is it Cremel 2812? Happened to my husband with the salt mill yesterday and it wasn't edible anymore. The only thing I can say that I'm glad about is that I was doing it over the counter and not over the crock pot, which the food was already in. It would have been ruined. So I'm so glad. I mean, it was a horrible sticky mess and the counter was a disaster, but I didn't ruin the food. Let's see. That's funny. Mannerisms. Yeah, mannerisms too. Luna says, have you heard of Sweet November stamps? They're adorable. I have not. I'll have to check those out. Okay. Colleen says, it's my favorite morning of the week. Will you be doing lives on Fridays during September? Right now, I'm planning on it. If that changes, I'll let you guys know. I'll make sure that in the community chat that I will let you know ahead of time if I decide not to. I know for sure the first Friday in September I will, and it will be featuring new products from Simon Says Stamps release. Next Friday, it will be new Lawn Fawn, their fall and winter release, so we'll be focusing on that. And I'm planning on it. If that, like I said, if that changes, I will let you know. It just kind of depends. But hopefully, yes, I think I would miss being able to spend my Friday mornings with you guys live. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for spending part of your Friday with me. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. You get some crafting and card making in, and I will see you guys all. If you're stitching and you want to stitch with me, I'll see you Monday night. Otherwise, I will see you all next Friday morning for Lawn Fawn. Super excited to share that with you, and I will see you guys later. Have a good weekend. Bye. The supplies used in today's video are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another project that you might be interested in. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to never miss a new live video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you next time.